I almost broke up with the love of my life over a roll of toilet paper. No, I'm not kidding. It was one of those epic movie-level arguments. We were standing in the bathroom, voices getting louder, hands waving in the air. I was team over, she was team under. To me, it was a simple matter of physics and convenience. To her, it was, well, I had no idea what it was about for her. All I knew was that this tiny, ridiculous disagreement about a paper roll was somehow turning into a major relationship crisis. We were talking about respect, about listening, about whether we were even compatible, over toilet paper. Have you ever been there? In a fight that seems to come out of nowhere, escalating from 0 to 100 over something completely insane? You walk away thinking, how did that happen? She must be crazy. Well, for years, that's what I thought. I thought conflict was just a part of relationships, that women were just more emotional, and that you just had to grit your teeth and survive the arguments. But what if I told you that it's not her fault, and it's not your fault either? What if I told you that you've both just been trying to speak to each other using the wrong dictionary? For years, I was trying to read a French book using an English dictionary. It was frustrating, it was confusing, and nothing made sense. But once I learned the language, everything changed. In the next few minutes, I'm going to give you the dictionary. I'm going to show you the 3 relationship kryptonites that are secretly starting all of your fights, and I'm going to give you 3 simple connection cures to replace them. By the end of this video, you won't just avoid arguments. You'll learn how to turn moments of potential conflict into moments of deep connection. So, let's talk about the first big, mind-blowing secret. It's a concept I call the emotional weather report versus the fix-it crew. When a woman in your life comes to you with a problem, maybe she's stressed about work or upset with a friend, she's usually not asking for a solution. She is giving you an emotional weather report. She's saying, hey, just so you know, it's cloudy and stormy inside my head right now. She's sharing her internal world with you. It's an act of connection. But what do we as men hear? We hear a problem that needs to be solved. Our brains immediately activate the fix-it crew. We put on our hard hats, pull out our tool belts, and start offering solutions. You should talk to your boss like this. Have you tried making a spreadsheet? Here's a 5-step plan to solve that. And we're shocked when she gets even more upset. Why? Because when you rush to fix the problem, what she hears is, your feelings are wrong and inconvenient. Let's get rid of them as fast as possible. You're not standing with her in the rain, you're just yelling at her to buy a better umbrella. The argument starts not because of the problem, but because your fix made her feel alone in her feelings. This is the first step. Learn to listen to the weather report without trying to change the weather. This brings us to our second mind-blown moment, the hidden subtitle principle. Imagine every conversation you have with your partner is a movie. Your words are the dialogue everyone can hear. But underneath, there's a hidden subtitle that's broadcasting your true feelings, your tone, and your emotional state. Women are world champion subtitle readers. They often pay more attention to the subtitle than to the words you're actually saying. You might say, sure, I can take out the trash. That's the dialogue. But if your tone is annoyed and you let out a heavy sigh, the hidden subtitle reads, he's annoyed. He thinks I'm a nag. This is a chore. She isn't reacting to your words. She's reacting to that subtitle. And here's the key. She reflects that subtitle back to you, but in all caps. Your quiet internal annoyance becomes her loud external frustration. Suddenly you're in a fight and you're thinking, but I said I'd take out the trash. You did, but your subtitles betrayed you. The solution isn't to become a robot and have no emotions. That's even worse. An emotionless man has no subtitles at all, which feels like disconnection or abandonment. The solution is to change what your subtitles say. It's about aligning your internal state with your words. It's about delivering your message with a baseline of warmth and care. So the subtitle always reads, we're on the same team. I love you even if we're talking about something difficult. Master your subtitles and you'll master your communication. Now let's get practical and talk about the three biggest relationship killers, the kryptonite you must avoid. Relationship kryptonite number one is logic bombing. This is when you try to win an emotional discussion with facts, figures, and logic. Your partner says, "I feel like you never make time for me," and you pull out your calendar to prove that you went on a date 2 weeks and 3 days ago. You've just logic bombed the conversation. You might have won the factual debate, but you've completely lost the emotional connection. It's like bringing a calculator to a poetry reading. You've missed the entire point. She doesn't care about the calendar. She cares about the feeling of distance. Relationship kryptonite number two is the rebuttal. This is our deep, almost uncontrollable male instinct to correct small inaccuracies in her story. She's telling you a stressful story and says, "And then on Tuesday, Sarah said this mean thing to me." And you jump in with, "Hold on, it wasn't Tuesday, it was Wednesday. You had that dentist appointment on Tuesday." Boom! You've just derailed the entire emotional train for a tiny, insignificant fact. You've made her feel like you're listening to find mistakes, not to understand her experience. Let go of being the fact checker. Her story is about the emotion, not the specific day of the week.
And the final, most dangerous one, relationship kryptonite number three, is the emotional shutdown. This is the silent treatment, stonewalling. When the conversation gets tough, you just check out. You stop talking, you look at your phone, you emotionally leave the room. From a man's perspective, this can feel like de-escalation. We think, if I don't say anything, I can't make it worse. But from her perspective, it's terrifying. On a deep biological level, a man's emotional withdrawal can feel like abandonment. It signals that the connection is broken and she is alone. She would rather have you angry and engaged than calm and disconnected. Okay, that's a lot of what not to do. If you're finding these insights helpful and want to finally crack the code of your relationship, do me a quick favor and hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe to Couple Code for more videos just like this. Now let's talk about the cures. Here are the 3 connection cures to use instead. The cure for logic bombing is to validate first, solve later, if ever. Before you do anything else, you must validate the emotion. It's a magic phrase. When she gives you the emotional weather report, your only job is to say, "Wow, I can see why you feel that way. That sounds really frustrating." That's it. Sit with the feeling with her. Make her feel seen and understood. 90% of the time, that's all she wanted. The storm passes and you never even needed the fix-it crew. The cure for the rebuttal is to seek the story, not the stats. Your new job is to be a curious storyteller, not a detective. Instead of correcting her facts, ask questions that go deeper into the emotion of the story. Ask things like, "Wow, what did that feel like?" Or, "What was going through your mind then?" This shows you care about her experience, not just the objective details. You become her partner in the story, not her opponent. And finally, the cure for the emotional shutdown is to stay in the room emotionally. You don't have to talk a lot. You don't have to agree with everything, but you have to show that you are still present and connected. Lean in, nod your head, keep eye contact. Say small things like, "Okay, I'm listening," or, "I hear you." This nonverbal communication is incredibly powerful. It tells her, "I'm not going anywhere. We are in this together. You are safe." This leads me to the final and most important idea of all. Think of your relationship as having an emotional bank account. Every positive interaction, every time you validate her feelings, every time you listen without interrupting, every time you show affection is a deposit. Every negative interaction, every time you use one of the kryptonites, every time you're dismissive or critical is a withdrawal. Here's the part that will change everything for you. Most arguments don't happen because of the one thing you're arguing about. They happen because the emotional bank account is already overdrawn. A fight about the toilet paper isn't about toilet paper. It's a notification that the account balance is 0. There's no goodwill, no buffer, no benefit of the doubt left. Your primary job in a relationship isn't just to avoid withdrawals.
It's to make constant small deposits. When the account is full, you have what's called relational equity. You can bring up a difficult subject, make a mistake, or have an off day without it turning into a crisis because there's a massive surplus of love and trust to draw from. A full bank account is your ultimate protection against conflict. This isn't about being a pushover or losing your masculinity. It's the opposite. A man who can stay calm, warm, and connected during emotional moments isn't weak. He's a leader. He is the emotional rock. He creates a space of safety where problems can be solved and connection can flourish. That is true strength. So start today. Stop being a fix-it man and learn to listen to the weather report. Pay attention to your hidden subtitles and, most importantly, make a small deposit into your emotional bank account. You'll be amazed at how quickly the arguments just disappear. And if you enjoyed these relationship videos and want to keep building that emotional wealth, please like the video and subscribe to Couple Code YouTube channel. Your support helps us make more content just like this. Now I want to hear from you. What's the silliest, most ridiculous thing you've ever found yourself arguing about in a relationship? Let's share some stories and have a laugh in the comments below. I can't wait to read them.